I like the one about the chamber, that we're in this together as a community to share and support one another. And I like also the thing that you said right at the end, which has escaped my mind. I'll come back to that. I should have written that down, shouldn't I? Well, thank you. I feel very honoured to be invited to share a tip with you. Before we start, by a show of hands, how many would like more than 3 tips today? Okay. And how many would like to know more about how we tip as human beings? That'd be useful in business, wouldn't it? Yeah. And who's winning against the flies? Well, what I discovered after studying and really dedicating myself to mastering what I do and travelling the world to study with the best and conducting thousands of coaching sessions, I discovered that it isn't enough to be great at what you do or to have a great product. You also need to know how to sell it, how to present it to people in a way they understand the value of it and want to purchase it. I know I wasn't very good at that, and I know that there's some people here in the room who can attest to that. So I went and studied the psychology of selling, and of course these up here on the board, which way down the back you probably can't see, but before a person can make a decision, they need to have trust, understanding. You need to understand their problem, and then your solution has to match their problem, and then they need to have clarity. Why? Because decisions are made in our limbic system, in the mid part of our brain, where there's silence. Our limbic system works in imagery and emotion, and when the head, the mind, is full of questions, like why? But what is it? How do I do that? Like, what are the problems? You've heard those questions, the why, the what, the how, the what if, those questions that we should ask. If they're still rolling around in the head of your buyer, they're not going to be able to make a decision. So I'd like to share with you one tip or one aspect of selling, the psychology of selling, and that's this part here about the solution. And there's a structure that you can use that allows you to answer each of those questions in the order that the mind needs to hear them so that it can make a decision about your product or service. And the acronym for it is POST. So I'm going to post to my tip. And for those down the front, you can enjoy the flip chart. POST stands for the payoffs, overview, steps, and troubleshooting. So the payoff answers the why. When I tell you what the benefits are first, then you've got the motivation. Have you heard that quote, when you have a big enough why, you can do it anyhow? Have you heard that? It's pretty cool. So telling the person why you must do that first. Overviews, pretty easy. You tell them what your product is, the steps, how to go about doing what's involved in it, and then the troubleshooting. Troubleshooting you save for the end, because once you've said everything, then they go, well, what if this, and how about that? So you get to that at the end. I'd like to demonstrate this for you by sharing another tip. I think my success tip. Oh, and I don't have to turn the page. It's all up here now. I attribute a lot of my success to the team of people that I have around me. I have people in 5 roles: mentors, coaches, teachers, buddies, and proteges. And you need all 5 of those kinds of people. But right now I'm going to sell you a mentor. So this is just the solution part of the psychology of selling, right? And I'm going to use this post thing to demonstrate it for you, how simple it is. What's the payoffs in having a mentor? Well, they've got years of experience that they'll condense down into the key points that make a difference. That flies annoying me. Is that annoying you? That's annoying me. They'll condense years of experience down into the key points that make a difference. They'll be able to see things ahead of time that you won't be able to see. And most importantly, you'll get to model from success. Now, why this is really important is because we have special neurons in our frontal lobe called mirror neurons, and their function is to replicate inside your brain the exact neural firing that's going on in the brain of someone who's succeeding at something. And that makes you be able to replicate what you see out in the world without you even knowing how or what to do. I'll demonstrate this for you. And I want you to play along. I'd like you to say a B. But have a go. Do that. But did your neighbour do that? Do but. Good. How did you do that? No speeches are allowed to answer this question, by the way. How did you do that? You won't be able to tell me that it was a voice bilabial plosive that had flatly vocal folds, let the air build up behind your lips, and then let it explode. Have another go. But that's what you're doing, isn't it? Now, you know how to do that? You've been saying lots of these your whole life. And why? Because it's been modelled for you out there in the world. That's a very complex thing that we're doing. Actually, I'm making lots of sounds, aren't I? Which is quite complex. But anyway, that's because it's modelled out there. So this is the key thing. When you have a model, that's what a mentor is, somebody who's already gone before you and succeeded. You'll be able to replicate so much more of what they're doing. Even better than them, actually, but don't tell them that. Every student should be better than their teacher, you know, because they've taken 30 years to get there and they're all like going, wow, in 5 minutes. So that's payoffs. That's pretty cool payoffs, isn't it? That's worth it. What's the overview of a mentor? Pretty easy. It's someone you have an ongoing relationship with who's experienced everything you want to do, and through modelling, guidance and advice, you get the benefits. Yeah. What's the steps? I'll share my steps with you. How I found my mentors. I first of all asked myself, who is the best in the world at what I want to do? They might be the author of a book or have a great reputation. I also asked other people, who do you look up to? Who do you think is the best at this? And then 2, I spared no expense to be sure I put myself in front of those people. And thirdly, I had to show that I was worthy of their mentoring by being respectful, having an open mind, listening, being willing to apply and practice what they shared with me. So that's the steps. You can do that, can't you? Troubleshooting. Why if I don't move in those circles to meet those people? Well, ask yourself how. How can you? It's a very powerful question. And ask those that are already there. How did you get there? What did you do? What if the person that you want to model, mentor from, doesn't know how to share with you? They don't know how they do what they do. Well, some NLP modelling techniques might be worth learning then. And finally, just a word of caution. Beware who you model. Your mirror neurons are not selective. They will be replicating everything they see out there. So you'll also get the person's values and attitude. So be careful who you choose. How convinced are you that having a mentor is a really important thing? It is important for me, and I continue to. So they're my tips. I can't say I've shared everything I know with you, but that's great for 5 minutes, I think. And I'll do it because I'm in my Melbourne cup clothes.
Ladies and gentlemen, a glimpse of what it takes to be a winner. So would you think, in the reverse order they came up, and that's why I wanted to stay, because I wanted you to actually get some applause from your peers, because we acknowledge the great job you do within your businesses. Willa with the Dag Sheep Station, Dwayne Jones with 360 Gym, and Deb Maes with National.